wise. I'm going to wait till I start getting some messages through before I get going. I'd like to say to all my friends on Instagram, I'm not going to be able to mix in any of the videos and photos that I've got collected here on Insta. So I would say that, you know, if you want to get fully involved, probably best to switch over to YouTube or Facebook, because I can mix in all the photos there. Lisa Taylor, my first person to say hello there on Facebook. Hi Lisa, how you doing? And lots and lots. Annie Loves Wolves saying hi on Insta there. Hello Annie, how you doing? Good to hear from you all. Poppy age 7 says hello, and hello from Lottie Skinner as well. Lots of people getting in touch already, which is great news. Hello Sebastian, Louis and Lorenzo. Really good to hear from you guys, and hi from Tony in London as well. I've got a big shout out here to Bexley Forest Preschool, who've been following these live lessons ever since I started them. Thank you so much, guys. William Round, age 9. I'm going to come to your question in just a second, William, because it's an absolute corker. To all the folks at Darlington College, again, thank you so much for your support. To Roisin Connolly, Jacob and Kobe, Emily Clark for her birthday next week. Happy birthday for then! Hi to Megan Parnell, Ted aged 8. Hello, how you doing? To Jack Carr. Jack, seriously, lockdown is on its way out and we are going to come back fighting. I promise all of you. Hello to everyone who's tuning on Insta. Just a reminder that I can't stream in my photos on Instagram. Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, yes, but not on Instagram. So if you want to get fully involved, then probably switch over to somewhere like YouTube. Hi to Ben and Kiki Finn, to Charlie and Oliver just down the road in Shinfield, and to Lily, May and George in Bourne End. Seriously, you're just across the river. She should come by and say hi. How you doing? Wolf Girl there saying that she's listening. That's Jo while doing her college work. Fantastic. Don't get too distracted though. Seriously, I mean, you've got enough on your hands already with trying to get through your college work during lockdown. Fair play to you. I have a very happy birthday to Archie Papa Ainu on Thursday as well. That's today. Happy birthday for today, Archie. And what's the scariest animal-related situation I've found myself in? Probably diving with hippos, although that was completely accidental. I was supposed to be diving with crocodiles, and I swam into a pool where I'd been absolutely assured there was no chance there was going to be a crocodile, and saw these great big footprints running down the bottom of the pool, like craters. And seriously, I knew instantly what it was. Turned to the cameraman and said, "Those look like the footprints of a hippo, and to see one underwater right now would be catastrophic." And at that moment I saw my cameraman's eyes go the size of saucers, and it was a hippo. It was right next to us on the bottom, and holy moly, we were very, very lucky. Someone there from Hong Kong and from the Philippines as well getting in touch. Isn't it in the middle of the night there? Fair play to you, but seriously, it must be at very least dark. Well, thank you very much for tuning in from all over the world. Anyway, that's really, really good news. A shout out to Aaron and Eliana, and to Thea Morgan as well. Let me start off with one of my videos. Apologies to everyone on Insta that I can't show you this one, but this is from one of our young fans who's got in touch with a question. So let's try it out and see what they have to say. So that's Sunny there getting in touch to ask why or how spiders don't get entangled in their own webs. It's actually a fantastic question. So the way they get around that is that there's lots of different kinds of silk that spiders will create, and not all of them are sticky. Some of them are purely structural, and they have the ability to pick their way in between the structural threads and the sticky threads. They've got these very, very fine ends to their feet called tarsal claws, and they can just make sure that the only places they're stepping are places where they're not going to get stuck. Next up, we have Amelia and Abigail. In fact, I have a photo of Amelia and Abigail, which I think I need to show because these two have absolutely smashed it. They saw my Save the Rhino special that I did on Deadly, and it got them so excited that they have got themselves involved in a big fundraiser, and they've already raised £600. Seriously, girls, you're making me feel inadequate. That's absolutely amazing news, though. Thank you very, very much for the both of you. Class 1 at Broadtown School would like to know what the best thing we can do at school to look after wildlife is. Well, I'd speak to your teachers and think about getting a wildlife garden. It doesn't have to be very big, just a small portion of the school grounds that you leave completely wild. nettles, brambles, maybe put a bug hotel and some bird boxes and bird feeders in there, maybe a hedgehog home, and then all of a sudden you have yourself a little wildlife environment right there in your school, and that can be so valuable. Likewise, I have a question from Amanda Sargent, aged 53 3/4 no less, who wants to know the same sort of thing, but how can we as humans, what can we do in order to help all kinds of wildlife survive and thrive? I would say pick your battles, choose an animal that you're particularly fond of, find out what its threats are, and see how you can particularly address them. There are all sorts of NGOs, of charities that will be set up, for example, to handle the problems of hedgehogs, or to handle the problems facing hen harriers. And get involved with that charity, and they'll give you some ideas of things that you can do. Fraser Lawrence has got in touch to say that they were watching the Deadly Shark special with their youngster, and they love sharks in their house, and is there anything that I can do related to sharks? Well, absolutely. I've got a little teaser, actually. This is my first teaser of the session, and it's about teeth. So I've got 3 different shark teeth here that I'd like you to identify. The first one's very easy, the second one is very easy, and the third one is not so easy. So the first one is this. It is a multi-purpose tooth from a shark that has a very varied diet. Can you tell me what that classic can opener tooth is from? The second is much bigger. Have a look at that great big monster. That is a huge tooth, quite similar in shape but not size to our modern great whites. Who can tell me what that massive tooth is from? And then the third, this is a little bit trickier, is this. So this is the tooth of a classic fish feeding shark. It's what you might call tricuspid. That is, it's got one big point at the top and then 2 little ones at the side for snagging into fish. Who can tell me what those 3 shark teeth are from, or the specific kinds of shark that those teeth come from? So we've got lots and lots of time for those answers. Put them into the comments section, and I'll try and respond to some of the people that have got some ideas. Right, I've got lots and lots of questions that have come in about snakes. So Libby George, age 7, wants to know how big adders can grow to, and is there a safe way to see them without harming her or the snake. William Round, do water shakes shed their skin? Toby Birch, what snakes might you find in your garden? Finley, where and when would be the best place to find and see grass snakes? Alex, when's the ideal environment for adders to live in? So lots and lots of questions about our native snakes. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown of what our native snakes look like. So the most common native snake that we have here in the UK. Sorry, I'm saying, talking as if everyone there is in the UK, when I've already heard that you've got people from Australia and the Philippines and Hong Kong who are tuning in. Sorry to you lot, you've got much more interesting snakes than we have, but right here in this country, this is the one you're most likely to see. This is the grass snake. The grass snake has a classic yellow collar and a black collar behind that. This is an animal that lives predominantly close to water because they feed on frogs. Frogs is their very favourite food. It's not dangerously venomous to us as human beings. In fact, the venom is incredibly weak. I don't know if anyone heard that. There is a kingfisher somewhere behind me. I bet you it's going to... Did you hear that? Did you? There is a kingfisher right nearby. If anyone sees it go bolting past me, please type in as quickly as you can. Yeah, grass snakes, they have a very weak, mild venom, certainly no danger to us as human beings. The other common snake that we have here in this country is the adder. And the adder is a viperid, so it's in the viper group. They can generally be told by the fact that they have a diagonal pattern running down their back, a series of diamonds. If those diamonds are black and the body of the snake is kind of silver, it's probably a male. If it's brown coloration with a deeper brown diamond, then it's probably a female. These are viperids. They are venomous, but generally speaking, they're pretty shy and will do all they can to avoid us as human beings, getting out of our way. Their classic habitat is going to be heathland, and the best place to see them is to head out on a nice warm morning, particularly in the spring, and look at the edge of habitats, the edge of the gorse, the edge of the heather, and you might well see an adder coming out and sunning itself. The third kind of snake that we have here in the UK is much less less likely to be seen. In fact, there's very few places where you can see them. They only really occur down on the south coast in Dorset kind of area in England. They're smooth snakes. I mean, they're quite similar, I guess, to the grass snake, but much less common here in the UK. Anyway, there are a few questions here about snake venom, so let me focus in on those. I've got Alvy, aged 8, who wants to know how snakes produce venom and how they have it ready when they need it. And Poppy, aged 7, who wants to know what a spitting cobra's venom is made of. Well, venom is a very interesting substance. I actually wrote my master's thesis on venoms, and they are generally considered to have evolved from saliva, although they're much more complex than saliva now. So they're created by glands that have as their origin something analogous to our own salivary glands, and so venom can be reproduced over and over again, just the same as we can get more spit if we need it. A spitting cobra's venom is the same venom they use to inject into their prey, but it's sprayed towards the eyes as a form of defense. Obviously, these venoms range massively in their potency and in how they affect an animal's body. So you have cytotoxins, hemotoxins, myotoxins, and neurotoxins, which are generally speaking the most dangerous ones because they affect the nervous system, and they can have a very quick effect on the nervous system. I've got another little video here which I'm going to show you. I really hope that you can hear this one because this is absolutely brilliant. This is a bilingual, dual lingual video which has been sent in by Gwilym. To everyone on Insta, I know you can't see this, but this is Gwilym asking me both in English and in Welsh how he can attract frogs to his garden. Gwilym, thank you so much for that. Dda iawn. Dwi'n trio dysgu siarad Cymraeg. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am trying to learn how to speak Welsh. It's really hard. I'm so impressed that you're trying it too. Very valuable, very important language. So critical that we battle to maintain those vestiges of our heritage whenever we can. And I think the Welsh language is such a beautiful thing that to treasure it, to try and maintain it by learning it, even if it's just a few words, is something that's so important. And I'm really glad that I got stuck in. Really glad that you have as well, Gwilym. Most easy and important thing you can do is to make a pond. Yeah, make a pond in your back garden. Once you've got a pond, you'd be amazed how quickly that frogs and salamanders, newts, will also start heading into it. Getting lots and lots of correct answers for my query there about our shark's teeth. We've got Rupert saying he got them all wrong. Megalodon, and what else have we got? Yes, we've got a couple of people saying tiger shark for the curved one. So that's that one there. That is a tiger shark tooth. And yes, spot on. That is the mighty, massive, fossilised tooth of a megalodon. I haven't yet got anyone who's got my tester, the smaller tooth, this one here, the one that is from a fish-feeding shark. I'm still looking at my comments. Can anyone tell me what this is? Anyone out there who is, clever enough to tell me what this could be? We are a go. Right, what have we got? Let's zip down here. Let's see if anyone's got it. Wow, there's an awful lot of people getting in touch. Woohoo! This is amazing. We've got Llewella from Wales, who's saying that her mummy is learning Welsh as well. Well, fair play to her. I can tell you it's hard work, but very worthwhile. Snake Drummer saying we get a lot of frogs. Well, that's really good news. And frogs, obviously, are a really good way of attracting grass snakes. Lots of people saying that they're really into the shark's teeth, but they haven't got the third one yet. Oh, tiger megalodon mako. James Taylor, close. And a mako tooth is very similar to the one that I showed you, but no. George Moss saying a smooth hound. It's not. Bilal AK says a ragged tooth. Cody A. Higgins also says a ragged tooth. Yes, spot on. There's quite a few of you there who are actually responding with the right answer. So it is a shark that has loads and loads of common names. They're sometimes called grey reef. They're sometimes called ragged tooth sharks. They're sometimes called sand tiger sharks, and that is what that comes from. A few of my friends from Bangor getting in touch. Cody, hey, hello Cody, how you doing out there in Bangor? Really nice to hear from you guys. And let's move on to some more questions. Keep sending in any questions you have. Keep them coming, and I'll do my very, very best to answer them. Right, okay, what have we got? So, Elijah and Joa, who are twins, aged 11, and their sister, Jemima Owens, aged 9, would love me to check out their YouTube channel. It's all about animals. They saw a tail of a creature that looked like a snake in a forest in Northern Ireland and are wondering what it was. Well, as is often said in folklore, there are no snakes in Ireland, and apart from escapees and feral individuals, that is true. There is, though, a reptile. So the common lizard is found in Northern Ireland, and it can, in extremis, drop its tail, and the tail will wriggle to give a sense that it is still alive and to distract the attention of a predator. So if you saw a tail wriggling away on its own and it looked like it was a reptile tail in Northern Ireland, then it is going to be the tail of a common lizard, of course. So, let's see, what else have I got here? Just a reminder to everyone who is tuning in on Instagram that I can't share my videos with you on Insta, just the way that Insta's set up. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show those to you. So, if you want to see them, head over to YouTube or Facebook. A couple of people asking what I studied to do the job I do. So, originally I studied English. I went back to university to study with the Open University for my biology degree, and I just finished my master's in bioscience last year. If I was to do it all over again, then obviously I'd go to Bangor and I would study zoology, marine biology, some kind of practical wildlife-based biological science, natural science. I think it's really important. You know, the natural world is so big and so huge that the more you can learn about it, the more chance you have of understanding the challenges that face animals, understanding how ecosystems work, understanding how animals evolve and how they interact. To do that, really, you do need to head to a good university that has a solid basis in, for example, marine sciences. We've got Fiona Jones asking, what is the length of a dwarf lantern shark? So the dwarf lantern shark is the smallest species of shark in the world, and fully grown, the biggest they'll ever get to is about 30 centimetres, so about the length of a standard ruler. But most of the time, a dwarf lantern shark is like that big. It would fit in your pocket. Seriously, it's an amazing creature. Right, what else have we got? A few people asking about sharks with Steve Backshall. So that is going to be coming out later in the year. We've had all sorts of problems, obviously, for obvious reasons, with filming during lockdown. So it's had to be bounced on a little bit. Probably won't be until the autumn it comes out, but I'm really excited about it, and I hope that you guys really, really like it. Craig in Australia. Again, Craig, what are you doing up? It's the middle of the night. Seriously, get back to bed. What else have we got? Okay, let's move on to my my wildlife make. It's quite a simple one, this one. So when I was doing my my live Q&As before in lockdown last year, I was trying to show things that we could all do to encourage wildlife into our gardens and to manage to watch it or to in some way conserve it. This one is all about what happens when lockdown finishes and we get the opportunity to go out and see wildlife again for real. And one of my favourite ways of doing that is rock pooling. So rock pooling, just going around and messing around in rock pools, lifting up stones and, you know, looking for all the crazy creatures that live under them, it is one of the best things that I've ever done, and I've been doing it ever since I was knee high. There are, though, ways that you can improve your hit rate of things that you see. So first of all is your choice of rock pool, choosing one that is a good size, but most importantly that is complex, that has a good degree of different kinds of seaweed and different structures in the form of rocks, cracks and crevices, lots of places for animals to hide. And then introducing some kind of food is really important. It can certainly improve your hit rate. The next thing is you want to be able to see into the pool. So yes, you can stampede in and catch things. It's what I mostly do and what I do with my youngsters as well. But you know, it's always better to see animals kind of functioning at their normal natural best, and the way of doing that is to look into their world from the outside in. And I guess the easy way of doing that is with a mask. Just using a mask or some goggles instantly gives a little layer of air between the glass and your eyes and enables you to see into their world. If you don't have a mask, you can recreate it with a Tupperware container, as long as it's got a nice clear bottom to it. If you push that down into the water, you can then look down into it and see what's happening beneath. You can create one of these yourself by making a viewer, a rock pool viewer. So you take let's say a shoebox, you cut out a little window in it like that, and then you cover that with cling film. Happy shopper best cling film, and you tape that around the outside. Then pressing that down onto the water will give you an instant window into that underwater world. If you want to be even more fancy pants about it, then a lot of people nowadays have their own small mini cameras, and mini cameras very often are also waterproof. So what you can do is take a mini camera and lock it down to the bottom of a rock pool, and you can do that by tie it to a brick, do whatever you can to keep it in place, motionless on the bottom of the rock pool. Leave it running, ideally for an hour or so, and then place in front of it about a foot away, about this sort of distance, maybe sort of 30 centimeters away from the lens of the camera, something really stinky, ideally a piece of rotting fish, if you just happen to have one of those in your lunchbox, or some, we always used to use crab paste when we were kids, something really smelly, something tasty that's going to entice the shrimps, the prawns, the crabs, maybe if you're lucky even a lobster or an octopus or a tiny cuttlefish to come in and investigate, and then just leave the camera rolling. Ideally you want to find it in a place where there's not going to be a lot of other people buzzing around that might interrupt things, but if you leave a rock pool functioning at its best, you'll be astounded at the things that happen in it. Come back an hour later, get your camera, zoom back through it, and I promise you will see something cool. I've got another couple of people here who are getting in touch on Insta talking about Sam Buckley hoping to attend some of our lectures, coming to Bangor in September. Coming to Bangor, fair play, Samuel. It makes sense. Craven from South Africa. Hello, my goodness, that's like 6 different countries. And Dawn Holt watching from Zimbabwe. Someone else there from Tunisia. Wow, I wasn't expecting all of this. Well, hello to all of you all over the world. I think what that deserves is another Stevie B quiz. This is a Wild Wise quiz coming from me, and it's all about British mammals. So I have here the skulls of 4 different British mammals. I'm going to show them to you, and I want you guys to decide where they come from. So the first one is this. This is a mammal which is highly omnivorous, which has a very powerful skull. You can tell that because of the sagittal crest which runs down the center. This is for anchoring the jaws that drive the muscles that drive the jaws shut. What does that skull belong to? It is a British Eurasian mammal. Number 2 is a carnivore. It has a much blunter snout to the nose, nothing like as long as the other animal. Great big nasal cavity, so it's clearly quite a good smeller, and really good teeth for biting and crunching down crustaceans and fish. Oh, did I say that? That was a little bit of a clue, wasn't it? But that is skull number 2. Skull number 3 is an intriguing one. This is a native British mammal, but one that may or may not be around anymore. So again, like the last one, quite blunt-ended, but look at those canine teeth. Great big, long, pointed canines. Very clearly a carnivore. Could it be in the cat family? Who knows? And that is skull number 3. And then for our last one, this is at the other end of the size scale. This is an insectivore, teeny tiny skull with protruding canines and incisors at the end there. Very, very itty bitty little critter that goes running around scurrying. It's a real spiky customer. Could that be another clue? Who knows? So there's our 4 skulls. This one, big, strong, powerful, stocky biter. This one, possibly an aquatic, watery mammal, again a carnivore. This one, sadly not around anymore in this country, but native to us, and a true predator. And then this one, a spiky customer, itty bitty, only little. Can anyone tell me what they think that is? Right, let's move on to some more from you guys. Okay, I've got a wonderful message that's come in from the Falklands. Let me see if I can get this up here, because I love this message. A royal penguin has appeared, who's a very long way from home. This is from Mikey and George. Why do you think he got so lost, and do you think he'll make it back to the Macquarie Islands? So there's lots of reasons that I love this. First of all, you're from the Falklands, which is one of the most dazzling places on the planet. I absolutely loved my time there. Secondly, you've got so many different kinds of penguin there in the Falklands, and I'm just really impressed that you can tell the difference. I mean, for example, this is a rockhopper penguin which we filmed in the Falklands. It doesn't look that dissimilar. For you to be able to go, hang on, that one there's not native to the Falkland Islands. What's it doing here? That is the sign of a true wildlife wizard. So to you guys, I'm really impressed. I guess the answer to it really is that the Falklands, being a kind of out there, windswept island with so much sea around it, is going to have a very high degree of animals that are swept in by accident, so-called vagrants. And vagrant species turning up in the Falklands, it's not unusual. You know, they've had leopard seals, for example, turn up there, which you certainly don't expect to see. But certainly living in that wildlife hotspot, you don't need or deserve to have any extra animals. You've got more than enough already. Great question. Anyway, I have another one that's come in here from. I put up on my social media last night this video. It's a murmuration of starlings, happened right behind me, just here, and it's been happening here actually over Little Marlow gravel pit every evening. It's one of the most beautiful spectacles you can see in wildlife right here in the UK, and I've had about 50 questions from people just getting in touch really to say, what is it? Why does it happen? Why do they do it? Why would you have thousands of birds coming together in a swarm like this just before they roost? So the hypothesis, the idea is that the reason they do it is, first of all, that having all of these animals coming together makes it very difficult for a predator to pick out individuals. They see this big swirling morass of creatures, and they can't pick out which one they're going to feed on. It could also be a way of transmitting information about potential nesting sites or potential feeding sites, and there's almost certainly a real social angle to the murmuration as well. I've also had a lot of questions come in about this marvellous animal, the pangolin. So I posted about pangolins on my social media channels the other day. It was World Pangolin Day at the weekend, and this animal is one that is in big trouble, and therefore that we need to find ways of protecting. And lots of people are saying, well, how? What can I do living in the UK to help pangolins? And I would say that one of the most important things that we can do is, first of all, get involved with all the charities that are doing all they can to shut down the illegal trade in this animal. Secondly, get involved in some of the charities whose work it is and whose job it is to try and protect their habitats. So I, as I'm sure many of you will know, am very closely aligned to the World Land Trust. If any of you out there want to go about raising money to do something practical and tangible for the environment, find out about the World Land Trust. You know, you can raise money. You can raise £100 and buy an acre of rainforest. Buy it, protect it, keep it, make sure it's never used again for anyone, for logging, for poaching, for anything off into the future. They're a marvellous charity and so practical. If you want to raise money, if you want to do your bit, have a look at the World Land Trust. Rubel saying hello from India. Hello, Rubel. My goodness, that's about my 15th country. That is absolutely amazing. Anika saying I've been bitten by an adder while walking my dog. Me too, and actually it was really sharp, really actually quite spicy. I certainly was, well, it hurt quite a lot, but it was also at the same time really cool experience to see it happening. Bowden saying, OMG, a kingfisher. I am not turning around looking over my shoulder. If it sat there right now through this entire broadcast, I will be really unhappy. But thank you very much for getting in touch anyway. Okay, right, so lots of people getting in touch with answers about our skulls, about our British mammal skulls. Sue Harper absolutely smashed it. Yes, we've got lots and lots of people getting in touch with all the right. Hannah, age 10, has got them all right. Yes, Ella Home has got them all right. Deb Halligan has got them all right. Yes, oh, absolutely amazing. This is fantastic. Oliver Mary says, yes, you've got it absolutely spot on. So let me run through them in order. The first one with the big sagittal crest for anchoring its jaw, that is a badger. Mr. Badger there. The second one with the much flatter snout and the much more cat-like appearance to its skull at least, but longer at the back here. You know, quite a big heavy brain case. That is from an otter, common otter there. And then this one. So this was the curly one, because this is an animal that we don't have here in the UK anymore, but we did until a few hundred years ago. It's a lynx skull. So this was native to the UK. It's still found throughout much of Europe. And look at the canines on that. They're absolutely superb. The last one was a hedgehog. So many people getting that correct. Yes, that little insectivore is indeed a hedgehog. So what else have I got to do here? Honestly, so many people getting in touch. This is really good stuff. I've got a query on this photo, which has come in from some folks out there, dive bunnies, who want to know what this is. Well, it's a jellyfish. Kind of goes without saying. I'm not sure if you can hear in the distance. There's a call of a rare bird there. That's one of our little babies crying in the garden. That to me looks like it could be a mauve stinger. That's one of the species that we get off our shores here. It's not too bad a sting, but you don't particularly want to get nailed by it. I would say that, you know, our jellyfish here in British waters, if you get a chance to see them, is absolutely amazing. Some of them are truly beautiful, and generally, I mean, unless we get a really unusual vagrant, like very occasionally, something like a Portuguese man-o-war will come into British seas very occasionally. Honestly, they are not to be worried about, just to be enjoyed. Let me come to some more questions. Right, we had half an hour, so I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes or so. So let's get through as many different questions, as many different shout-outs as I possibly could. Hello, Martha Askew. Hello to Sean Carmody asking, what is the biggest animal in the world? That... I think you probably it's the blue whale. Come on, it's the blue whale. You knew that. Ex-Wolfie Howler says, you're super cool. Mate, you have no idea what super cool is if you think I am. We have Emily Milton saying, can I do some more Deadly 60 when lockdown is over? I will do my best. It is time that we did another series, that's for sure. I have a shout out for Annie Kawai Calderhead and for Ava and Rafe, who wants to say to know how I got my money to start travelling the world. Well, I used to work as a waiter, and I used to work in pubs and clubs and all sorts of things to gain the money that I first needed to start travelling when I was working as a writer. And then eventually I started working for a company called The Rough Guides, writing guidebooks. CJ James has got in touch there about my Siarad Cymraeg. Thank you very much, CJ. Love to hear it, and love to hear everything to do with the Welsh language. I'm so looking forward to the programme coming out. Someone there saying they saw my Deadly Down Under in the Sydney Opera House. That was a very well, I've done it a few times now. It's always been pretty special. Let's get a couple more questions in. Someone here asking, this is Rhiannon, what was my most memorable expedition? Well, so we are doing another series of expedition at the moment. We're filming heading to places that people have not been to around the world, and we've done some awesome ones this time around. We've just got back from Central Africa, Gabon, filming a first descent of a river there, which headed into a gorge that the Bulungi, which means the river falls off the face of the earth, and we were the first people ever to head down there, which was absolutely amazing. We've got someone here, Wolf Girl, saying, do I know of any white birds of prey in the UK? I have seen snowy owl in the UK, so I've seen snowy owl up in St Kilda. They're quite unusual and rare here. Likewise, gearfalcon, incredibly rare here. If you're talking about leucistic or albino birds, I've never seen one myself, but I'm sure there are some out there. Dominic Kumar, is the wandering spider the most dangerous spider? Probably yes. The Phoenutria spiders from South America have more capacity to create damage in us and human beings as pretty much any other, but it's also their habits as well. The fact that they go out and they actively hunt for prey at night and then take shelter in, for example, shoes, socks, clothing, and when you put them on the next morning, that can be quite dangerous. What else have we got? Okay, so I've got one last video to show you. This is less of a question, but more a Jaguar fan getting in touch.
Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm a Jaguar explorer, and I'm currently in South America in the Amazon basin in Peru. I'm looking for one of the rarest big cats. Even the amazing Steve Backshall failed to find one. Jaguars are fierce, intelligent.
What? That is totally untrue. I absolutely did find one, and to prove it, that's its footprint. That is the footprint of the Jaguar, which I tracked down in the Pantanal. This is another possible make for you here. So classically, animal footprints are imprinted using plaster of Paris. This is using a moldable kind of plastic, which comes in little beads, which you heat up using hot water, and then press it into a print. And you can see there, it can create a perfect imprint of a print, that one there, of a decent sized Jaguar. Adam Kirk saying, have I seen any mole rats recently? No, not for quite a long time actually, no. Keen interest in wild, getting in touch. Hello you all, how you doing? We've got Joe Pro Par saying, what can we do to help out the sharks? So obviously, as I'm sure you guys know, sharks are in a lot of trouble. What we can do personally is to get involved with things like the Shark Trust, Bite Back, Shark and Marine Trust, the Manta Trust. Follow their projects, get involved. If you can get involved in fundraising, absolutely amazing. And also become more aware of the food we eat, the things we consume, because there is hidden shark in our chip shops, for example. If you're eating something like flake or huss or rock salmon, it's almost certainly going to be shark. Right, I'm pretty close to signing off. But before I go, lots of you have been in touch to ask about Helen, my wife, and our little ones, and the fact that Helen has returned to rowing and is very much hoping to head to the Tokyo Olympics, which is pretty amazing considering we've had 3 babies in the last couple of years. So I'm just quickly going to bring them in to say hello, hopefully without taking us all offline by pulling out some cord or something. I'd just like to say before this happens, hello to Elliot Baxter in Bangor. We don't look like this all the time. This is not how the family Backshall dress. But
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking to some friends on the internet, Logie.
Say hi.
Can you see up there? That's you, and that's you there. And here is Helen and Kit and Bo. So to all of the well-wishers who have been getting in touch to kind of wish Helen the very best for the year ahead. Hells, have you got anything to say to all the folks out there?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it really means a lot, all your support. It's lovely. Lovely having you all on board for the journey, so thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to add my thanks to that as well. You guys have been so amazing. The positivity that we had as a family towards what Helen's trying to achieve, despite having these 3, it is amazing, and it kind of has made all of the sacrifices and all of the hard work. I'm talking about like it's me. It's not me. It's made.
Logan.
It's Logan.
It's him, Logan. It's made it all so worthwhile. So thank you guys. Thank you very, very much. I'm sure Helen will go out there and she will do her best to do us all proud. Right, okay, I'm gonna now don't you dare run and jump in the river. I'm now gonna sign off, but for now, thank you all so much for all of the messages you've sent in. Thank you for all of your questions. Keep watching my social media because I am going to do this again as soon as I can. Obviously during lockdown it's an awful lot trickier to find the right time because so many people are homeschooling. So many people are just not available as they were before. Let me finish off though with a few shout outs to Sheridan Parsons, to Ethan Reese saying big up Steve, big up you as well, Holloway Reese as well, hi, how you doing? To Natalie James and Scarlett James, hi, how you doing? To Samuel Caradog Davis, to Lydia Ware, to Louise Thorning, Taryn Cooper, Ollie Letterboer, Trickster Gamers, Rachel E.S., Loch Ness Goose. thank you all so much for getting involved, and I promise I will do this again as soon as I possibly can. But until then, all the very best from me, Stevie B,